the universe knew that humans would appear. Recent scientific discoveries have shown that the very existence of living organisms is closely linked to the laws of physics, astronomy, and cosmology. As we know, life cannot exist on Earth without the heat and light from its host star, the Sun, which is the main energy source for our planet. If the nuclear force were just a few percent weaker, a proton would not be able to combine with a nucleon to form a neutron. If this happened, no nuclear reaction would occur inside the Sun. As a result, solar energy would not be produced. The Sun would not shine, there would be no heat, just a pale blue cold gas sphere preventing the formation of life on Earth. Conversely, at the other extreme, if the nuclear force were just a few percent stronger, each proton would quickly combine with other protons, leading to a catastrophic explosion. If this situation occurred frequently, the Sun would soon explode and be destroyed. It would stop shining and prevent the formation of life on Earth. Remarkably, the strength of the nuclear force happens to fall precisely within a narrow range in which both of these disasters do not occur. Moreover, the size, temperature, distance, atmospheric layers, and chemical composition of the planets, the Sun, and the Moon must all be astonishingly precise. There are likely dozens of other conditions that require the same level of fine-tuning. An astronomer once calculated that the probability of humans appearing by chance is lower than the probability of a blindfolded person finding a single marked grain of sand among all the sand on every beach in the world. For this reason, many scientists believe that the universe must have anticipated the emergence of human beings in order to adjust conditions so precisely. This cannot merely be random coincidence. A physicist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology declared that the intricate design of the universe is a sign pointing to the existence of a supernatural force. The intricate and wondrous order was discovered thanks to our scientific understanding of the material world, which has, by default, presupposed the existence of a supernatural being and elements that cannot be explained. One physicist, who previously worked at the prestigious University of Cambridge, left his career to become a priest in the Church of England. He stated that the universe is not merely a mechanical system we believe we've grasped. Instead, it is finely tuned and uniquely suited for life, because it is the creation of a divine being who intended it that way. In the early 21st century, famous atheist scientist Antony Flew, who had never believed in anything supernatural throughout his life, changed his views after studying the incredible intelligence embedded in DNA molecules. He said, "What I think about DNA molecular chains is that they clearly show there must be something causing these diverse and special molecules to connect. I see that those incredibly complex outcomes resemble the work of an intelligence." Isaac Newton was the one who introduced the immutable laws that calculate the motion of planets and stars. These are the three laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. He believed that the elegance of these formulas served as proof of a divine miracle and as evidence of the existence of God. He said that from the marvelous order of the celestial bodies, we cannot help but acknowledge that these were surely created by higher beings, omniscient and omnipotent. All things, whether inorganic or organic, originate from the wisdom of the eternal true gods. He encompasses all, possessing supreme wisdom. He exists in the great universe, arranging it in boundless and perfect order. All creation, operation, life, and breath are given according to his will. Our lives, movements, and very existence belong to him. Everything in the universe is surely governed and controlled by an almighty God. When I used a telescope to look into the farthest reaches of space, I saw the traces of God. The physicist Albert Einstein studied Buddhism through books and articles written by American Buddhist scholars, particularly German philosophers like Baha'u'lláh and academicians from Russia and Syria. Regarding Buddhism, Einstein once stated, "The religion of the future will be a cosmic religion. It will transcend all gods, dogma, and theology. It will encompass both the natural and the spiritual, based on a religious sense arising from the experience of all things as a meaningful unity." Buddhism answers this description. Buddhism is the product of the Buddha, a being of all-encompassing wisdom on a cosmic scale. The universe is structured similarly to the human brain. According to Eastern spiritual disciplines like Taoism, the human body has long been viewed as a miniature universe. Modern science is gradually uncovering astonishing parallels. After billions of dollars in brain research, scientists have clearly illustrated this similarity. On the left is a neural network within a brain cell. The image on the right simulates the distribution of matter across the universe, according to research from the Millennium Simulation Project. These images reveal a structural similarity expressed through the connections and distribution of matter in both the brain and the universe. Brain images are captured through a microscope. In contrast, the cosmic images depict a vast macroscopic view. Scientists explain that the dark areas in the universe resemble the event horizon of a black hole, a boundary beyond which objects cannot return, pulled inward by immense gravitational force. This resembles the nuclear membrane of a cell, which separates internal fluids, prevents mixing, and regulates material exchange between the nucleus and its surroundings. Another similarity is that both black holes and living cells emit packets of electromagnetic radiation. Many researchers have noted that nearly everything that exists in the vast universe is reflected in the structure of a biological cell, like a miniature cosmos. In other words, the universe may be seen as a cell. If so, the universe itself is an incomprehensibly vast and transcendent intelligence, capable of containing all things. This idea is fully consistent with modern scientific understanding. All of humanity is currently living peacefully on this small planet called Earth. However, in the vast universe beyond, monumental cosmic events are unfolding, ones that not everyone is aware of. This may align with ancient prophecies about the renewal of the universe, the Earth, and humankind. On November 20th, 2019, numerous news outlets reported a gamma-ray burst, coded GRB 190114C, considered the most powerful gamma-ray explosion ever observed in the universe. According to astronomers, the energy released in just a few seconds exceeded the total energy produced by the Sun over its entire 10 billion-year lifespan. The light from this explosion was powerful enough to illuminate nearly the entire observable universe through the most advanced telescopes. Since space telescopes like Hubble and Spitzer, along with many powerful radio telescopes, were launched, humanity has witnessed cosmic transformations on an unprecedented scale. The accelerating expansion of the universe, the eruption of gamma-ray bursts and supernovae, violent collisions between galaxies and galaxy clusters, the strange rejuvenation of ancient galaxies, and the birth and death of countless planets. All of these are happening in nearly every corner of the cosmos. Below are just a few examples among the many events astronomers have observed. The first occurred on December 27, 2004. A massive explosion from the star Sagittarius in the Milky Way. In just 0.2 seconds, it released energy equivalent to what the Sun would emit over 250,000 years. This explosion ionized parts of Earth's atmosphere and altered long wavelength signals in the ionosphere. Only a month later, In January 2005, scientists discovered what was then considered the largest cosmic event ever recorded. In the galaxy cluster MS07 35.6 plus 7 421, a supermassive black hole at the center consumed matter equivalent to 300 million suns. The explosion created two enormous cosmic cavities, each with a diameter of 600,000 light-years. Beyond the galaxy-shaking explosions, on September 27, 2005, astronomers discovered a newly formed giant galaxy located nearly 1 billion light-years from Earth. This galaxy is 8 times larger than the Milky Way. In June 2011, scientists observed that in 4 dying galaxies located 4,000 light-years away, new planets and planetary systems were emerging. Galaxies once thought to be lifeless were now brimming with new creation. In August 2012, astronomers reported that the central galaxy of the Phoenix cluster, located 5.7 billion light-years from Earth, was forming new planets at a staggering rate of 740 billion per year. Previous observations had shown that this galaxy typically formed only about 150 new planets annually. In July 2018, the HESS telescope detected a gamma-ray burst named GRB 180720b. Detailed analysis in the following weeks revealed gamma rays with energies reaching up to 440 giga-electron volts. Even more remarkably, the light from this explosion continued for 2 hours from the start of the observation. On May 19, 2019, astronomers discovered that the galaxy NGC 4485 had collided with a larger galaxy, NGC 4490. Instead of being destroyed, the collision led to the birth of a new generation of stars and possibly even new planets. The universe appears to be undergoing a profound and unprecedented phase of renewal and reorganization. If such phenomena can occur in distant corners of space, could a similar transformation also happen within our own solar system, the very place where humanity lives? Could a new cosmic age be approaching? In connection with this wave of spiritual awakening, Dolores Cannon, born in 1931, passed away in 2014, was a pioneer of past life regression therapy. For nearly 50 years, she treated tens of thousands of patients across the United States by guiding them into past life memories to uncover the root causes of their present-day illnesses. Throughout her career, Dolores observed a striking pattern. Many patients recalled past lives lived in various societies and cultures across the earth, spanning different eras of history. However, some individuals have described their current life as the first and only life they've ever had on Earth. When asked where they came from, they simply reply, "From that place," and express a deep sadness about being here, a longing for home. In her book, The 3 Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth, published in 2011, Dolores Cannon revealed that ever since the atomic bombings in Japan in 1945, 3 distinct groups of souls from across the universe have volunteered to come to Earth in human form. Their mission is to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet and help prevent a global catastrophe. In an interview, Dolores stated, "These volunteers are here to save the Earth, because the people of Earth are trapped in a cycle of karmic reincarnation. They can't break free. They keep repeating the same mistakes, karma piling upon karma. The people currently on Earth are no longer able to escape that cycle to do anything truly good for the planet." However, the souls that come from other realms are pure and capable of doing what's best for this planet. Speaking about the new Earth, Dolores Cannon stated, "I can only say that this is the first time in the history of the universe that something like this is happening. The Earth will shift its vibration and frequency to move into another dimension. This is the greatest program the Earth has ever undergone. They, beings from other realms, are deeply interested in watching how this unfolds. Earth is entering something completely unprecedented, and it is incredibly important. We already know that everything in the universe is interconnected. According to traditional Eastern philosophy, there exists a responsive relationship between heaven and humanity, often referred to as heaven-human resonance or heaven-man unity. Through this type of resonance, humans can observe the changes in celestial phenomena to predict what kind of challenges may lie ahead. And according to Dolores, Earth is about to experience such a monumental event. Major upheavals are also taking place across the universe. Naturally, we find ourselves wondering, how will these cosmic shifts affect humanity? Many prophecies, from ancient seers to modern mystics, suggest that once the solar system exits the cosmic funnel of the Milky Way, it will enter an entirely new cycle and begin to merge with other galaxies. They also refer to the final 20 years, from 1992 to 2012, as the Earth purification period, a time to prepare for a completely new phase of Earth and the universe. In truth, it wasn't just the Maya civilization that predicted humanity would step into a new era of history. If we look closely, many other prophetic works mention similar themes, such as The Centuries by Nostradamus, Every Green Book from North Korea, the Book of Revelation from the West, and ancient Chinese texts like Tuibei Tu, Qianma Prophecy, and Plum Blossom Numerology. All of these renowned writings mention one astonishing prophecy, and perhaps the final one. When human history reaches its last page, mankind will face a moment of life or death. The Earth, humanity, and the entire universe will undergo a transformation of unprecedented magnitude, never before seen in all of existence. If you're still with us, hit subscribe so you won't miss what comes next. This may be the ultimate choice between good and evil, life and death, one that every individual must face. And perhaps it is also humanity's final hope. In the Book of Revelation, the image of the great red dragon symbolizes evil. It foretells that in the end times, a final battle between good and evil will unfold. Humanity will endure 7 great plagues. Those who worship the beast, bear its mark, or aid evil will face severe consequences. The scripture goes on to say that after the 7 plagues occur, the King of Kings will carry out the great judgment, renewing all creation in the universe. Humanity will step into an entirely new cosmos. In Buddhism, it is taught that in the era of the Dharma's decline, Maitreya Buddha, also known as the wheel-turning sacred king, will descend to spread the Dharma and save beings. After enduring immense tribulation and the final age, the world will be renewed, with a new heaven, a new earth, and a better reality than ever before. The cataclysmic changes in the universe, the major upheavals in modern human history, and the insights from the 3 waves of volunteers by Dolores Cannon, don't they all seem to align with the ancient prophecies we've been told? So then, could it be that the era of cosmic renewal, Earth renewal, or even human renewal has already begun and is unfolding before our eyes? We often remind ourselves to live with the dignity of being human. But if we are the ones destined to witness the end of days, how many of us can truly distinguish between good and evil, truth and deception? How many will have the courage to stand up for righteousness, to bring forth positivity for a renewed earth, for the mountains, the rivers, the valleys, the animals, and all of humanity, For all that has ever existed, is existing, and will exist. Long ago, everything in the universe was united in a single tiny point, so densely packed that even our most vivid imagination cannot truly grasp its nature. In that moment, trillions of tons of matter were fused with the total energy of the vast universe. Then came the Great Expansion, a colossal explosion that occurred around 20 billion years ago. You may have never considered this, that compared to the Big Bang, the sound of the most powerful atomic bomb ever detonated by mankind would be no louder than the faint thud of a mosquito falling to the ground on the far side of the Earth. Just imagine how immensely powerful the Big Bang must have been. From that moment onward, the history of the universe took a turn that was far richer and more mysterious than anyone could have imagined. The constant expansion of all matter transformed the universe into a superheated plasma. Over time, this matter began to cool, forming the first quarks, electrons, and protons. Hundreds and thousands of years passed. Electrons combined with protons to create atoms, which gradually led to the formation of quasars, stars, galaxy groups, and everything that makes up the universe we know today. Despite decades of scientific research, the early stages of the universe following the Big Bang remain a hotly debated topic. Numerous theories attempt to explain the quantum nature of matter during these primordial moments. To this day, no physical model has been able to convincingly explain what occurred in the first 10 to the power of negative 33 seconds of the universe. If you try to explore the root cause of every event, specifically the origin of the Big Bang, you may gradually realize that the reason why the universe was created becomes increasingly mysterious and complex. But perhaps this is the ultimate truth waiting to be uncovered. Have you ever considered the reverse? That beyond the Big Bang, the universe may also end in a great collapse? Let's dive into the idea of an infinite cycle, from the Big Bang to the Big Crunch, and the theory of an oscillating universe. According to this theory, the gravitational force created by the total mass in the universe could eventually be strong enough to halt its expansion and reverse it at a certain point in the future. At that stage, the entire universe would begin contracting until it collapses into a single point, a phenomenon known as the Big Crunch. And from that point, a new explosion could occur, a new Big Bang, marking the start of another cycle. This theory raises a profound question. Could it be that the universe operates in an endless loop where creation, decay, and destruction repeat again and again? And has this cycle already played out countless times in the distant past? Although the oscillating universe theory was once strongly opposed by proponents of other cosmic models, recent studies have given the theory renewed credibility. Researchers at Monash University have used quantum gravity calculations to propose the possibility of a pre-Big Bang universe. According to their findings, if the cycle of formation, decay, destruction repeats, there may have been a time-space state before the Big Bang similar to our own universe, except it was in its final collapsing phase. They suggest that as gravity pulled the universe inward to a single point, quantum properties of spacetime caused gravity to reverse, turning from attraction to repulsion, triggering the Big Bang. Another intriguing element is the variation of the alpha constant in the universe, a strange phenomenon observed in recent years. This mysterious constant may be a remnant from previous universes. Alpha is considered a key parameter in the laws of the cosmos, enabling atoms to bind and chemical laws to exist as we know them. Perhaps what we perceive today is not entirely new, but rather the continuation of a much older, dying universe. According to the current measured value of the alpha constant, the universe may actually be older by around 14 billion years, and its matter more dispersed than what we currently observe. This raises the question, could the cyclic universe theory explain this anomaly in alpha variation? At Kingston University, working with theoretical physicist Jeff from the University of Cambridge, researchers believe there could have been enough time for the measured value of alpha to return to what we see now if it had existed before our current universe. Building upon string theory and M theory, physicist M. Ross Stayhot proposed that the Big Bang was not the first, but merely the most recent event in a long sequence of cosmic collisions. In this model, the universe expands to a certain limit before it contracts again, eventually triggering a new cycle. Yet when it comes to the ultimate origin and the limits of science, even if the cyclic model is proven true, or if we discover that our world originated from a previous cosmic contraction, the true source behind this cycle of expansion and collapse remains a mystery. And if the cyclic model of the universe truly has no end, then one must ask, did it ever have a beginning? Could the origin of the universe become the boundary between science and religion? Are there divine elements hidden beneath the fabric of space and time that we simply cannot yet access? Or perhaps one day, we will be able to explain everything, including the origin of the Big Bang, entirely through science. Modern science has guided us to equations that seem to touch upon the very foundations of creation. But despite their precision and complexity, have we truly come any closer to understanding what really happened? There remains a very real possibility that humanity may never be permitted to know the ultimate truth. Though many scientists believe this universe can contain nothing beyond scientific comprehension, there are moments when we cannot resist the temptation to ask, what created everything that exists? What we know is finite. What we don't know is infinite. Intellectually, we are standing on a tiny island in the midst of a vast ocean of the unexplained. We will continue sharing insights, discoveries, and reflections with you each day. If you find this journey of exploring the universe and life fascinating, hit the subscribe button to join us every day. And now, farewell, and may you have a productive and meaningful day.